Made a lane and niggas can't get over. I can't mess with rappers, they be bogus. Rather get the pack and keep it open. Big dripper stand up in the ocean. Everybody trapping, we get lost. He ain't focused yet.
Hi sexy angels, welcome back to my channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. So today we are working with a 5x5 HD closure, and this is deep wave. It has super tiny knots. Let's just take a moment and get into this wave pattern. Like, it's gorge. Look how small these knots are. Like, if you have any lace and the knots are small in the front, and then once you open it up the knots are super big, they scammed you, because that's not real. Like, that's not how it really supposed to be. You see me here opening up all the way through, the knots are tiny. If it's not like this, then like that's scam lace, like point blank period. So we are using the high riser, and we're using 30 developer. And what we're about to do basically is we're going to bleach the knots, and while the knots are bleaching, I'm going to also go ahead and lighten a few parts of the hair, because this is how the original wig was. So overall, we're doing a wig spa service on a pre-made wig, and it's time for the closures to be replaced. So that's what we're doing in this whole video. Now, whenever it's time to bleach the knots, the consistency of your bleach should be thick like icing, as you can see here, so it won't run through. Now, after bleaching the knots, I'm gonna make sure each area is bleach, well, has bleach on it. You're gonna see once I turn it around, that little area right there I missed. So if I don't add bleach to there, it's gonna be completely, those knots are gonna stay black. So I want to go back and make sure I get that. Then I'm gonna add the foil, and then after I do that, I'm gonna proceed to like lift up the hairs, just to make sure the bleach is not sticking to the hairs. Like, make sure the hairs are not laying down. I'm about to show you what I'm talking about. This right here. So I always do this just to make sure it's not sticking to the hair and just on the knots itself. And it's just like that in the front, just a little bit. Now here is where I'm gonna go ahead and work smarter. So as the knots are bleaching, I'm gonna go ahead and bleach some of the hair on the top so it can mimic the same style that she had before. So in the meantime, I'm gonna turn on some music and enjoy the show. I'll be back momentarily. Also, one more thing. Now, whenever you're bleaching the hair, it's okay for the consistency to be a little bit runny like this, so it'll spread further. But whenever it's the knots, do not have it runny like that, because baby, you will be bleaching half of the hair plus the knots.
Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
you can see here, the knots are bleach. You're not going to get every single knot. You can go back in a second time if you want to, if you want to try and get every knot. But me personally, I don't do that because I feel like it's going to weaken the strands, because the strands, the knots are already tiny, and I don't want it to weaken the knots any, you know what I'm saying, anymore. Anytime you process hair, you automatically are weakening the strands, the follicles. So you just have to be mindful of that. So this is the wig. This is the old wig. Now that we have our closure nice and ready to go, I'm going to work on the wig. So what I'm doing is just going through, dissecting it, seeing everything that it needs. And see, ladies, make sure whenever you do wash your wigs, wash your cap too. Like, scrub that cap really good. So this is me. I'm getting some baking soda out the fridge because basically anytime I do a wig spa service, I always like to soak the wig in baking soda. I say soda, baking soda. And I usually use clarifying shampoo, but I'm out, so I'm going to use the moisturizing shampoo. And the difference between the two is clarifying shampoo pulls all the dirt and all the oils and everything out of it. Moisturizing shampoo, it cleans it as well, but it just makes sure it's going to stay moisturized. Now, this is the oh my gosh moment, because anytime you soak it, and I think it was in there for maybe like 30 minutes to an hour, I want to say, look at that. Like, it pulls everything out. And this is not even using the clarifying shampoo. This is just a moisturizing shampoo. But one thing I do want to say, whenever you do use clarifying shampoo, you have to make sure you go back in with the moisturizing shampoo, because it strips the hair follicles. So basically, it's not going to be moisturized. It's going to be kind of tangled and like tough to manage. So you have to go back over it with the moisturizing shampoo if you use a clarifying shampoo. Now, what I do want to say is I wish I would have cut out the closure before doing the shampoo, because it would have saved me a lot of time, because I didn't really need to shampoo that because it's going to be replaced. But this right here is me scrubbing the inside, baby, scrubbing that cap. I'm gonna scrub the cap. I'm gonna make sure I get that band. We're gonna get all of that, because like, period, it can't be half clean. So now I'm going back in, and I think that was the third time. I'm gonna shampoo it one more time. Well, I'm gonna rinse out the cap, shampoo it one more time. But I think I did that off camera. This is where I'm actually cutting out the cap. Cutting out the closure. This is when I realized basically, like, shit, I should have did it first. Because the only reason why I didn't is because on custom wigs, I don't do them first. But because this is a pre-made wig, the technique is a little bit different. So I should have cut it out first. So this is me getting my little conjunction together. I use some moisturizing conditioner and some silicone mix. Now this next product is a gem. I'm going to share it with y'all. Some fabric softener. Yes, I said it. Some fabric softener. Put all three of them in there, baby. Let it soak for maybe like 15 minutes, like a conditioner bath. And it's like, mwah. I'm trying to tell you, y'all. I learned this from following Little Bit Collections. Her wigs are so freaking dope. And I am like one of her subscribers, and she gave us that gem. Like, it'll make your wig smell so good, and like, it's so soft. It make your hair so soft. But this is how the hair looks after it has air dried. And now it's time to take this wig and put it on a real dome head and put the closure on. So this is me. I am putting down the measuring tape, because what I'm doing is setting myself up to know where to pin the wig at. So that's at a 14.5. Her head size is a medium. So I'm parting it in the middle, well, bringing it in the middle, and I'm going to come around so I can know where the middle is. So once I pin it there, I'm going to go up underneath, and I know where that 14.5 was. Even though the measuring tape isn't there, I had already put my my pins there, so I knew where to measure everything at. And from the nape, which is the back going from one side to the next, I knew what the measurements would be. I think it was like 5 inches going across. So all those measurements were already set. So that's why it's easy for me to go in and put the wig on and know exactly where the measurements are going to be before I add the closure. And these are also guidelines that'll help you make sure the wig is straight as far as in the front, those sides. That helps you make sure, okay, like I know the wig is going to be in the middle. Everything is lining up at this point, basically. So here's the closure. It's always easy to fold it in the middle so you'll know where the middle is, so it won't be crooked or more on one side than the next. So this is me placing the closure down to make sure it's going to be in the middle where I folded it at. I want to make sure that middle line, they both line up. And then after I pin it all down, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to hand sew it. Then after I hand sew it, I'm going to put it on a sewing machine, and then I'm going to sew it again just to make sure everything is reinforced. So sit back. I'm going to turn the music back on, and I'll be back.
If you see me and you tryna see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck. Bitch looking bad and got a stupid black. Jewelry on your wrist, fuck it, hold it up. When I holla ski, that be pull up. Quads in it fine, and I fast as fuck. I'm looking good when I'm hopping out that truck. Where the hood niggas that they get them bucks. Being free, but we run dirty. Flying with your boo, yeah, that's my dirty. My sister in the backseat with a 30. Niggas tryna shoot that shot, Stephen Curry. Talk a bitch, nigga, show no mercy. Do the pussy bitch dirty. She like sexy, why you hurt me? Took him down up the Yorkie. When you give me, put that dick all up my backside. I'm a hood bitch sitting courtside. I show a pussy how this back ride. Little bitch, I'm from the north side. If you see me and you tryna see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck. Bitch looking bad and got a stupid black. Jewelry on your wrist, fuck it, hold it up. When I holla ski, that be pull up. Quads in it fine, and I fast as fuck. I'm looking good when I'm hopping out that truck. Where the hood niggas that they get them bucks. Bitches big, sexy, I'm the chosen one. I drop a bag on your head, I got a lot of fun. And I got them shooters in the cut, they got a lot of guns. Put my little nigga on your ass, he gon' blam some. You know I swear that bitch like a NASCAR. I like Hellcat, start off the line and make the engine part. Don't put your trust in me, pussy nigga, I'ma break your heart. Young turn bitch, when I pull up, that's when the party starts. In the booty club, standing on the couch, throwing beans. Better respect me, bitch, my people's in the cut with them things. Wifey got me icy, now my chain hit like wild bling. In New York, with my partners, we be jamming, I mean. If you see me and you tryna see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck. Bitch looking bad and got a stupid black. Jewelry on your wrist, fuck it, hold it up. When I holla ski, that be pull up. Quads in it fine, and I fast as fuck. I'm looking good when I'm hopping out that truck. Where the hood niggas that they get them bucks.
It's DJ Ryan.
You thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga eat it, he ate it for lunch. Bitch on my body, I get what I want. Like, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga eat it, he ate it for lunch. Bitch on my body, I get what I want. Like, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga eat it, he ate it for lunch. Bitch on my body, I get what I want. Like, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga eat it, he ate it for lunch. Bitch on my body, I get what I want. Like, bitch saying bad, let's keep it a beam. Know they be mad, I be on the scene. Ass too fat, can't fit in a jean. Use my stitch, but it's not what it seems. I got that ready, I'm keeping it clean. Fucking with niggas that's toting a beam. Saying you love me, but what do you mean? Pretty ass fucking you like that I'm mean. Baddest bitch out, you shitting me? If you ain't a baddie, can't sit with me. I swear that these bitches my mini-me's. He wanna sex, niggas be dreaming. I'm from the X, niggas be scheming. I'm on their necks, they's not breathing. Thumb in a check, blow their Neiman. You thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga eat it, he ate it for lunch. Bitch, on my body, I get what I want, like. You thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga eat it, he ate it for lunch. Bitch, on my body, I get what I want, like. Bitch, on my body, I get what I please. You know my body, I do it with ease. He want my body, he telling me please. I'm walking past me, sniffing my breeze. He jacking me, but he not my boo. He like the jewelry I wear on my boobs. How can I link you when I got a shoe? Don't want your love, I just want the blue. Grabbing my ass while I'm doing my dance. She keep on staring cause shorty a fan. Gotta stick to the plan. He mad as fuck, I won't give him a chance. But still he gon' do what I say. I swear I be stuck in my ways. But still he gon' do what I say. I swear I be stuck in my ways.
So now the closure is completely on. She looks brand new and is. And what we're going to use now is some conditioner water, some styling foam. I prefer the 1102 styling foam from my collection. We're also going to need some bio silk and a wax stick. Care is a great one, even though that's $20, but it lasts a super long time. And a hot comb. So now I'm gonna go in first and just do the foundation and make sure the wig is nice and flat at the top. I like doing this off of the client's head because I can really get down in there. Because when it's on a client's head, I can't do what I'm doing right now because I'll be done burnt my client's scalp. Kind of nice and flat and just gorgeous that looks.
Body, I get what I want, like. You thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch. Nigga eat it, he ate it for lunch. Bitch, on my body, I get what I want, like.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark perfume. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you. When you're in the mood for empathy, there's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga, don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga, that ain't good game, homie. Sorry, they say conversation rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it, you can get it. And I know you what you want. Oh, what it justice, put it in the song. Alright.
And might I add, this styling foam is like the best of the best because it's not sticky, it's lightweight, it smells so good. Like, it has none of that extra heavy stuff in it, and it will really have your curls defined. You can also use it for your baby hairs, and it'll leave your curls or your waves like super defined the entire day. But this right here is how one side looks when it's poofy, and this is the other side now that we have used the products. So I'm going to proceed in completing the entire wig and getting her nice and wavy, and then after that I'm going to go in with a diffuser and I'm going to dry it so it will just sit and the curls will be nice and juicy.
I'm smoking bros, who pump Willie, I expose. The furthest you chilly spin is the poker nose. My portfolio leads.
Damn it, Shamika asked me all them fucking questions. I don't know what the fuck they need. Shit.
Alright.
Yeah, I love this song.
She for the flight, nigga can't even see me on way out of here. I'm too far to sky. Hermes ash for the dump, my ash. Bitch so pretty, look better than